Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to convene the meeting and hope that Mrs. McGrath can get on before we come to a time to vote. I'm planning on the fact that she can in fact hear us. So I want to, before I start the meeting, remind everyone that we're live captioning the meeting and there is a link posted in the chat window that you can click on to open a web page with the live captioning. And before I really call this to order, I want to say great titles for songs. Special meetings aren't usually scheduled with songs in the background, but it sounds like we have a lot of good listeners and people interested in music. So thank you for setting the tone for a wonderful summer day, even though it's still not summer, just hot. With that, then, good afternoon, everyone. And I would like to call to order the June 14, 2022 special meeting of the Maricopa County Community College District Governing Board to review, discuss, and consider the approval of the proposed budgets for Gateway Early College High School and Phoenix College Preparatory Academy, both for the fiscal year 22-23. For the record, I'm going to call roll of board members. Mr. Evans, are you present with us this evening? Ms. Bittersmith?
Here.
Thank you. Mrs. McGrath, I know that you're listening, but I can't count you until you can give me a roll call affirmation. Dr. Narini?
I'm here.
Thank you. Ms. Smith is unable to join us this evening with an excused absence. Dr. Thor?
Here.
Thank you. Ms. Nguyen?
Present.
Thank you. With my presence, we have 5 board members present, 1 absent, and 1 we can't hear, given this is virtual. So with that, we're going to move into the content of the meeting. And Dr. Gonzalez, would you please present our presenters this evening? And from what I understand, we'll do one college and complete that process and then do another. So to you.
Yes, thank you, President Sullivan, and good late afternoon, nearly good evening, governing board members and guests that are with us. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to our interim Vice Chancellor of Finance, Kim Granillo, who may want to offer a few words and then turn it over to our presenters.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. Good afternoon, President Sullivan, members of the governing board, members of CEC, colleagues, and guests. The items before you today, I'm Kim Granillo, as Dr. Gonzalez said, interim CFO for Maricopa. The items before you today are the proposed budgets for fiscal year 2022-23 for Maricopa's 2 charter high schools, Gateway Early College High School and Phoenix College Preparatory Academy. Some housekeeping items before I turn it over to the colleges for their presentations. Just kind of as a reminder of the process, the state requires a 2-step process for approving charter school annual budgets. Today is the first step in that process, and that is for the governing board to consider and approve the proposed budget. We are then required to post the approved budget to the Arizona Department of Education's website for a minimum of 10 days. After the 10 days, we are required to hold a public hearing to allow any member of the public to express questions or concerns regarding the proposed budgets. This hearing will be held just prior to our regular board meeting scheduled on June 28th. The final step is for the governing board to consider and adopt the proposed budget, which will be included in the consent agenda for the regular board meeting scheduled again for June 28th. One other item that I want to share is the funding level for charter schools in Arizona are set as part of the state budget, which we probably are all aware has not yet been passed. Once that is done, if we have any requirement to come back at a later date with an amendment to the budgets that you will see this evening and in 2 weeks, we will most certainly do so. With all of that taken care of, I'm happy to turn over the mic to Mr. Stacy Boyd, principal of Gateway Early College High School, to present information on the high school he leads. And after that, after actions taken on Gateway's item, Mr. Wilbert Nelson, acting principal of the Phoenix College Preparatory Academy, will take over and present information on his college's high school. Mr. Keith Brown, principal of PCPA, was not able to join us today, but we are very happy to have Mr. Nelson here to present on his behalf. So with that, Mr. Boyd, if you could take it away.
Thank you. I truly appreciate that. President Sullivan, members of the board, Dr. Gonzalez, members of the CEC, and guests, my name is Stacy Boyd. I'm the proud principal of Gateway Early College High School. Thank you for this opportunity to present our budget here today. And I'm very excited. One, great songs to start off. Great way to start. So let me start off with a couple of highlights for Gateway Early College High School. Is anyone going? Thank you. Truly appreciate that. So one, highlights, 61 graduates, 27 graduated with AA and AS degrees, which is 44%, which is a 7% increase from year 2021. We received $1.6 million in scholarships, 100% graduation rate, and 100% college acceptance rate. A heck of a year for us as we look to exceed the AA and AS degrees in 2023. So thank you. Now I'm going to try to make this as exciting as possible. As we do know, numbers are quite boring at times, at least for me. Anyway, as you can see, the enrollment for this past year was 276 students. We're going to move forward with 330 students, which is a 54 student count increase. We currently have 307 students and 338 students enrolled for next year. So we're 8 above our count. Average daily membership mirrors that. The state funding is based on the 330 students. Also with the $84 increase per student, which is pretty awesome. The state-based funding small school cut for 2022 was $131,000. It's based on a adjustment of an algorithm that is from the state level. In 2023, there will be no cuts whatsoever. Additional assistance per student, again, has actually increased by 25 students. Not much of significance, but it does help. Proposition has gone down, which is a state funding. It comes from taxes, has actually gone down by $25. So there is a balance there between the student assistance and prop. If we can go on to the next one. Thank you. So based on our state-based funding and the 330 students, you can definitely see that there is an increase in state-based funding in addition to additional assistance. Estimated Prop 123, which is a land-funded grant, remains the same at $22,000. The total equalization moving forward, total equalization, we've increased by about $400,000, which is pretty awesome. Excuse me. Again, prop has increased. The total state funding, as you can see, is 2.6 from 2022 to 3.0 for 2023, which is again pretty awesome. So very excited. So our total budget revenue is approximately $1 million over, but that takes into consideration the ESSER funding 2 and ESSER funding 3, which we did receive this past year, looking to spend that money to help and support with reading and math deficiencies, which is what the money was created for, is the COVID relief funding. In addition to it, the additional funding will help us, and additional revenue from the students will help us increase our population, teacher population, as we move forward with the student increase. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, ADM is 307 currently. Again, we have a waiting list of students. We have met our 330, projected 330 already with the waiting list, and that doesn't count transfer students, which we save them for last to ensure that we have seat and space for them, which we will create for them as well. We've increased the freshman class from 75 to 100. Excuse me, in addition to allowing transfer students in. We have 26 special education students, 26 English language learners. which we're looking to hire additional support there. We did hire a new ELL teacher in December of last year. The budget does take into account the cost of living assistance, which we're looking and with understanding that the board is going to approve that 4.13% increase. So we did place that in the budget, and our budget also includes $166,000 in college tuition and $45,000 in college books. Overall, Gateway is in a great position to increase enrollment, to allow for additional space, and to support the technology on campus as we continue to provide a superior education to our students. That's pretty much the presentation for Gateway Early College High School. Would there be any questions?
Board members, I'd like to move us to motion, then we can have a discussion and questions. So having heard the information pertaining to Gateway Early College High School budget for fiscal year 22-23, like us to consider approval of the proposed budget. So do I have a motion to approve the budget for Gateway Early College High School?
So moved. This is Mrs. Nguyen.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, was that Ms. Bittersmith first?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay, thank you. And Mrs. McGrath, just for the record, are you with, can you hear us and we can hear you now?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Before we move into other things, I want to note for the record as an aside that Mrs. McGrath has been able to join us, which changes our attendance at the meeting to 6 board members with 1 absent. All right, so we have a motion in favor of approving the proposed budget with a second.
May we have discussion?
Now let's have discussion
on the motion.
Yes, now we can have questions. And who was that? Was that you, Mrs. McGrath?
Yes, I'd like to know how they handle the English language learners. Do they do immersion or what do they do?
President Sullivan, Board Member McGrath, in regards to English language learners and how we support, let me use that word, support. So we have an English language learner teacher who has the degree and credentials to actually teach a class. The Arizona Department of Education requires that there is, based on where the student is identified, there are a number of hours in which the student has to participate in the English language class. So in addition to taking their core content. So the idea to best support the students was to hire a English language learner teacher that also has an English background so that we could double count the class as an English content in addition to the English class, due to the number of hours that they have to submit per year. With that being said, we've also been able to continue with an A grade that allows for the transition, the number of transitions of English language learners to out of the program. We're transitioning them out of the program in addition to our SPED students. So our kids are doing quite well there.
Thank you. Mrs. McGrath, any other questions?
I didn't find out. Is it immersion that they teach?
So President Sullivan, Board Member McGrath, it's double. So it's an immersion, but they also have to do a pullout. So it's both. And that's based upon, again, the requirements of the Department of Education. There are a certain number of hours that you have to place in an excluded class. In addition to, you have to ensure that students are also supported in a traditional class, in a traditional core content course.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Board members, do you have any other comments or questions? Speak up, and then if not, I'll go in order. Ms. Bittersmith?
Aye.
I haven't called the vote yet. I was wondering
Oh,
if
I thought you were ready to vote because I have no other comments and questions. My
no
apologies.
other. I just want to make sure I hear all board members if they have any
I
items.
thought you had that.
Okay, thank you. Any other board member want to ask a question before we move, or make a comment before we move on the motion? Being none, now I will take the vote and we'll start with you, Ms. Bittersmith.
So again, I vote aye.
Thank you. Dr. Narini,
Aye.
Mrs. McGrath,
Aye.
Dr. Thor,
Aye.
Mrs. Nguyen.
Aye.
I vote aye. So with that, the budget passes with a vote of 6-0. And thank you again. This was a great presentation and congratulations on all the good work that's happening at Gateway Early College High School.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now, Kim, back to you, Ms. Granillo.
So I'm actually going to turn it over to Wilbert Nelson to do the presentation for PCPA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, President Sullivan, governing board members, Dr. Gonzalez, CEC members, and guests. I am Wilbert Nelson. I am currently Dean of Arts and Sciences, and Mr. Brown reports to me. And so I'm subbing for him this evening. And so I'm ready for the next slide. So the class highlights, there were 44 graduates, 14 graduated with an AA or an AS degree. 1.8 million in scholarships and grants were awarded to those students graduating, with 100% graduation rate, 100% college acceptance rate, and 2 graduates received an all-state team awards for volleyball and soccer. In terms of the comparison impact on PCPA, state budget funding is for 222 is $1,379,642. It's down a little for 2023 at $1,307,694. Additional assistance is 524,527. It's also down a little. 486,633. Estimated proposition 133 is 15,000. It's up for 2023 at 22,500. Total state equalization 1,973,662. It's down 1 million for 2023, down 1,816,827. Proposition 301 funding for 2022 was 264,232. It's down for 2023, 207,628. Instructional improvement, 9,000 for 2022. Same for 2023, 9,000. Results-based funding, 85,000 for 2022, 85,936. Same for 2023, 85,936. Total state funding, 2,134,461. Up 2023, 2,119,000. It's showing up, but I guess that should be down. 2,119,391. Federal Title I, Title II, Title IV, IDA, ESSER 2 and 3, 2022, 376,376. Up for 2023, 971,533. Total budget revenue for 2022 was 2,709,206, and for 2023 it will be 3,090,927. Next slide, please. Elements in the 2023 budget. Admission is 222 students for FY23. Added a social studies teacher and a social worker. 22 special ed students, 22 English language learners. All charter school staff will receive a 4.13% COLA increase as previously approved by the MCCB Governing Board. Budget includes $126,970 for college tuition and $35,000 for college books. The remodel at Osborne campus includes a new air conditioning, technology, furniture, flooring, and paint. Additional security cameras will be installed as well. Next slide, please. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. D. Nelson, for that presentation. Board members, I'm going to follow the same protocol as we did the last for Gateway, and that is hearing the presentation. Let's consider approval of the budget with a motion to approve. Do I have a motion in favor?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Nguyen. Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Dr. Narini. Motion is on the table to approve the proposed budget for Phoenix College. Do I have any discussion, which will include questions from board members? Start with you, Ms. Bittersmith. Any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay. Mrs. McGrath, do you have a question or a discussion item? Okay. Any other board member with comments or questions? There being none, I'd like to take a vote. All those in favor of the budget by roll call, Ms. Bittersmith,
Aye.
Mrs. McGrath, Mrs. McGrath, I see you're still on mute. I'll come back to you. Dr. Narini,
Aye.
Ms. Smith is absent. Dr. Thor,
Aye.
thank you. Mrs. Nguyen,
Aye.
thank you. I vote aye. Mrs. McGrath, do you vote aye in support of the budget? Mrs. McGrath, I know you're present. I just see that you're on mute. Ryan, can you help her at all?
Yeah, I'll get a hold of her.
Okay, I want to hold the vote since I know she's present. So as it stands right now, we do have 5 in support of the budget, which would allow it certainly to pass. And for the record, I would like Mrs. McGrath's vote. Thank you, everyone, for your patience while we hold this for a minute. Thank you.
Jean, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Mrs. McGrath, we're taking the roll call vote.
I
on
know, I can hear every word, but my
Perfect.
screen went crazy and I vote aye.
Thank you very much. And thank you for your patience. So with that, we have a 6-0 vote in support of approving the budget for Phoenix College Prep Academy. And thank you, Dean Nelson, for your presentation. So that is our first item of business this evening for approving the budgets to go forward with the next step. I also need to know from board members if you are willing to approve the use of your electronic signature on the approved fiscal year 22-23 budgets for Gateway Early College High School and Phoenix College Prep Academy. This is not an aye or nay. This is a yes or no. So with that, Ms. Bittersmith.
Yes.
Thank you. Mrs. McGrath,
What's wrong with aye or nay? Why do we have to substitute yes or no? They mean the same.
okay, whatever word you want to use.
Aye.
Thank you. Dr. Narini,
Aye, yes.
Dr. Thor,
Yes.
Miss Nguyen,
Yes.
And I also say yes. So for the records, all of us have said that we're okay with using our electronic signature on the documents. Mrs. Granillo, is there anything else you need from us as a board this evening?
Nothing for me. I just want to express my appreciation for your continued support.
Sure, thank you. So everyone, with the adoption of the said budgets and the opportunity for public comment, that will take place at the June 28, 2022 regular meeting of the governing board. So with that, I want to thank everyone for their patience, go forward with a great song to celebrate the summer and end of school, kind of. With that, I am ending our special session. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.